What's going on, everybody? It is below freezing here in Illinois, so Tom and I thought it'd be a great time to do a hot smoked salmon.
Yes. Alright, we've come to the point we're going to prep the salmon. Ellen's going to go ahead and sprinkle a little bit of avocado oil over the planks that we're going to use. Look at that.
Not bad, right?
Yeah.
And then it's got that wax on, wax off kind of technique to it. You don't have to, but I'm more comfortable with this.
It actually does help to evenly spread out the avocado oil on the plank. The reason we're doing that is so the bottom of the salmon doesn't stick to the wood. It'll give it a nice, easy transfer when the salmon's done cooking.
Perfect. So next up, Tom is going to do a little trimming on the salmon. So we have a full 3-pound fillet. He's going to trim off this little bitty piece towards the tail and some of this thinner meat that's up front. And that's going to help keep down some of the sear, like scorching. You know, you don't, generally speaking, want to smoke something that's too thin. It's just not going to go well.
No.
And there's not enough meat for us to carry, so it's got to go. It's a fine cut. The next thing Tom's going to do, he's going to cut this right down the middle. We have 2 pretty good size cedar planks. This big old thing will be hanging off the side of one of them, so we're going to utilize both.
Next thing you want to do is place the salmon fillet kind of in the center of the plank. We're going to season it with a little bit of salt, pepper, and lemon zest.
I'm being careful not to go too crazy with the salt and pepper. Any spices, it kind of goes along with the idea of not using too much cherry wood when we light up the grill or playing with the temperature too much. Fish is a really delicate meat, and we just want to make sure that everything turns out as uniform and just tasty as possible.
Yeah, for sure.
We don't want an ashtray and we don't want a salt and pepper shaker.
No, you don't.
Either of those. So.
Nope. All right, so now we're going to add the final step, which is the zest of a lemon.
Now what's interesting about this recipe, normally Tom would save this lemon, cut it in half, use it for juice for later on, but we are actually going to stick with beer for tacos for this one, utilize those citrusy flavors. So we'll see you at the grill. All right, so we've prepped our grill at 225 degrees. We've added just a touch of cherry wood. It'll give it a little bit of nice fruitiness, a subtle smoke. I wouldn't want to overwhelm it with something like a hickory, or definitely steer away from like a mesquite or something like that.
Yeah, it's too powerful of a smoke for a delicate piece of fish like salmon.
But to be honest, you bought the salmon and you bought the grill. Hit it with whatever you want.
Cook it how you want. Yeah, it's up to you.
Yeah, we're just trying to avoid it tasting like garbage.
Right. So now is the time to make a quick and easy glaze for the salmon. We've got butter. We forgot to bring a pan, but Alan had this pretty cool mug, so we're going to use that. All we need is the beer now. It comes flying in out of nowhere. I'm just going to take a chunk of butter. If you guys haven't learned by now, we don't really use measurements all that well. So a chunk of butter, just toss it in. You want to open the can. Just pour a little bit of the can in there. Just enough to cover the butter. Now that we've got the beer in the cup covering the butter, we're just going to go ahead and toss it on the grill. It's a nice, grill's still at 225, so it's not going to like kill the cup or anything. Just enough to melt the butter for a few minutes.
Well, this is probably going to take us about 3 hours. That's our guesstimation.
Give or take.
Yeah. Really, it's done when it's done. We're looking at about 140 degrees. FDA temperature is 145. It's going to go right up to that 145 when we pull it off.
Yeah.
Under normal circumstances, it's like sub-zero out here almost.
Yeah, it's unruly cold.
It is. But we're ridiculous, and I think we're going to take a little break. Maybe get warm, maybe not. And talk about some beer for tacos. It's helping us make this lovely fish.
Oh, it sure is. Yep.
Yeah, so for this cook, Tom and I chose beer for tacos. It's a Margarita-Inspired Gose. Gose is just a tart sour style of a German beer. I'll just oversimplify it if you don't know. To be a Gose, I believe, if there's such thing as rules anymore, it has to have a touch of salt to it. So I think in their brain, they thought salt, they thought a little tartness, margarita, so they added some key lime juice, and it just tastes unbelievable, man.
If you haven't had it, it tastes exactly like a margarita.
Like a good one.
Yeah. Fresh one, yeah.
Yeah, when it came out, when this beer came out, I was a little worried it would be like like you were just downing a bottle of margarita like mixer.
Right.
Because I've had a few like that.
Super sugary and gross.
Yeah, this is far from that. This is not sugary at all.
No.
Any sweetness is from the fact that, I mean, I believe key limes are a touch sweeter than
They are a little bit sweeter than your normal everyday lime.
Yeah, your regular old lime nobody cares about. I gotta tell you, man, even in this frigid 20-degree Chicago suburb weather with smoke blowing into my eyes, this is like the most refreshing thing. I think maybe the smoke in my eyes is making it even more refreshing.
It hits the spot.
The smoke or the beer? Well, after today, probably both,
The
right?
beer, but I mean, we're outside and we're out cooking, so
Yeah.
you can't be afraid of a little smoke.
No. My clothes definitely are.
Yeah,
They're terrified.
That's out. That's the downside about it.
So our idea on how to spin this toward beer as far as a hot smoked salmon is we took the way that Tom likes to do a hot smoked salmon, which is do a little bit of a butter and lemon juice glaze every once in a while.
Yeah.
Like what would you call it, a baste?
It's a little baste. You melt down a little bit of butter, you add lemon juice to it, mix it up a little bit, and you just spread that over the salmon.
Yeah. And we thought the tartness in this, I mean, it'll kind of just work its way through.
Yeah, instead of using the juice, we can use this. It's got that same acidic character that the lemon juice does.
Yeah.
Except this is better because it's beer.
Right. I mean, the only shame is you got a 3-pack instead of a 4-pack. Now, actually, we're not going to use a whole beer for it, probably, right?
No, a little bit for the salmon, the rest is for us.
Dibs on the other half. All right, we've given our butter and beer a little time to melt down and meld, so to speak. And I'm going to pop it out, give it a quick brush over our salmon, and we'll just kind of move on. Well, everybody, I have some news. We were hit by some audio gremlins the day of shooting this episode. Just got through the editing process, and we're gonna save you some heartache and not try to make you listen to really, really garbage audio.
Yeah, it was rough. Really rough.
But on the bright side, we get to assemble again and drink some more beer for tacos.
It's always a good thing.
It's getting me through this right now. Yeah. That and the bond that we forged over these many weeks.
It's impeccable.
It is. So the salmon was awesome, and we've got some footage to prove it to you that we did eat it, we did enjoy it. I just don't want to make you listen to that audio.
Yeah.
The salmon came out tender, the tartness from the beer didn't take over at all. It just kind of helped cut through the fishiness of it, which I think is the whole purpose of the acidity anyway.
Correct. That's the idea behind the lemon juice in it. In this case, the beer for tacos had that acidity that the lemon juice did, and it just was a perfect way to get through that salmon and also keep it moist, tender, give it some flavor without drying it out.
Yeah, it was awesome. I had a great time shooting the video. I had a great time enjoying that food. It was amazing. We served it with a side of grilled avocados.
Yeah.
With a little, I don't know what we would call it, but it was like it was a topping. We made a vegetable topping of beer.
Just sauteed onions, some garlic, and then got those to reduce, and we just topped the avocados with that.
Stay tuned for that episode because that will be coming at you pretty soon.
It's another good one.
But that said, man, let's end this the right way.
Yeah.
Huge shout out to Off Color Brewing, especially for making beer for tacos, but for everything that they do around the Chicago area. Yeah, they make tremendous stuff.
Yeah.
They have no idea we're putting out this video, so hopefully that's cool. We'll see.
We'll find out.
Well, how can you get mad at two guys for grilling?
Right, and using beer for tacos to marinate a salmon. That's just a perfect beer for salmon.
They will sell countless of 2s or 3s or 4-packs of beer for tacos because of this video.
That's all that matters.
Yeah. We thank you very much for joining us. As always, please hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe. Ring the bell. Ringing the bell will get you some notifications when we do put some content out, like the avocados, which are awesome.
Fantastic.
Thanks again for joining us. Tom and I had a great time. We hope you did too. And we will catch you next time.
Cheers.
Cheers.